The second reason why God must become your anchor is because God is merciful. If God becomes your source and your full trust is in him, three things stand out. Number one, there is a grace that lifts men. He said, follow me, I will make you. There's a grace that lifts men. He said, for thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of my head. The way the systems of the world are designed is to make you shift your confidence from God and put it on the government. Shift your confidence from God and put it on an institution. Shift your confidence from God and put it on a man. But these things has already been completed in the spirit. The Bible says, woe unto the man that putteth his trust in the arm of flesh. It said that will fail you. The arm of flesh will fail you. There are many persons today, they believe in governments of nations. They believe in systems and organizations. They believe in men. And the devil just looks at them and laughs. What they don't know is that there's a timetable already. The reason it looks as if they are prospering is because their own evil day have not come. Is the day your evil day comes that you will see that what you call 15 years, 20 years prosperity was a mirage. The devil just allow you to think that you have arrived. Then he will sweep you off overnight. The only assurance for living and living victoriously all your life is when the place of God is uncontestable. David was a king. Hope you know, in the era of David, a king is the owner of the whole land. So everything you have, even the one in your house, belongs to the king. He can take it from you if he chooses. That's how powerful kings are. And David was not just a king. David was a warrior that fought 66 battles and won all. But David is speaking, and he didn't say, I have experience. He didn't say, I have a throne. He didn't say, I am skillful. He said, the Lord is my shepherd. Even me, the king that wins all my battles, there is a higher king that protects me. And you are here on a job that pays you some peanuts, and you put your confidence on that job. You put your confidence on that your small company because you think you have bought a car and a land from there. The day hell breaks loose, you'll be shocked how weak what you have trusted in is. If God becomes your source and your full trust is in him, three things stand out. Number one, you will realize that God is faithful. Everybody who trusts God, God will always show him that he is faithful. That's one dimension of God that is not available for everybody. It's only available to those who trust him. The second reason why God must become your anchor is because God is merciful. There are many people who have all the capacity to save you, but the problem is that they are too legalistic. And so when you fail, they will look at you in the face and say, it's not part of the contract. They will follow the contract to the latter. And so you will perish, but they have no sympathy. But when it comes to God, in James chapter 2, verse 13, he said, mercy prevails over judgment. He said, it is for his mercies that we are not consumed, for his compassion faileth not. And so many times we violated the covenant. Many times we failed on the agreement. And when God looks at us, we are supposed to die. But God will now invent a strategy of saving us. Look at the case of Adam. When Adam fell, he was supposed to be destroyed. He went and covered himself with fig leaves. And God knows that his righteous nature has already activated his wrath. So if he sees Adam, he will destroy him. So before God met Adam, God went and killed an animal. Because God also knows that in God is a technology of atonement. And so if I meet this man, I will kill him. In order not to kill him, before God saw the man, God went and took the labor, killed an animal, and carried the blood, covered his face, and used the skin to cover the man. So when he looks at the man, he's looking at the blood. So mercy counterbalanced wrath so that man can be saved. That's how God works. Is it that your company, that something goes wrong, they say, where is your job description? And they start dealing with you as if you were not the people who were smiling 2 weeks ago that you want to build your life on. Is it that your friend that will go back tomorrow and gossip you to somebody and say, look at him, we were together yesterday, now he feels he's a big man, and betray you, and you are buried, and he looks at you to the face and say, I can't help. Is that the person you want to build your confidence in? You will fail 1,000 times. When it has to do with God, even when you violate the contract, his mercy won't let him rest. The third reason why God is eternally faithful is because God is Father. No matter what you do, when God looks at you, he sees himself in you, and he can never deny himself. Your company is not your father. Your job is not your father. Your government is not your father. You are different entities from different places with different essence. But when God looks at you, he sees you as an extension of himself. When Jesus told the story of the prodigal son was coming cooked with stories to come and manipulate his father. But before he ever uttered anything, the Bible said the father left where he sat, ran to him. This guy no longer has an inheritance. Hope you know that he collected his inheritance and squandered it. If God gives him any other, if the father gave him any inheritance, he would have been taken from that of the second son. So what the father did was to exchange his place with the boy. That's why he gave him his own sandals. He gave him his ring. He gave him his garment. So what the father did was to allow the boy take his place, and he had nothing. He took the place of the boy. That is the extent to which the fatherhood of God can compare him. If God has to give up his place in order to save you, God will do it, because he is Father. He sees you as an extension of himself. And when David caught this, David knew that it would be impossible for him to fail in life, because his God is faithful. And because he knew that, he put his military experience aside. He put his kingship aside. He said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. We are too quick to put our trust in men, to put our trust in things. That's why our lives come wrecking when the chips are down. The first protocol for supernatural living is to make only God your source, only God your confidence, only God your anchor. No matter who you know, he's not your God. When there is an issue, give me a moment. Father, in the name of Jesus, although the enemy comes in like a flood, but the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up his standard against them. Oh, my enemies have ganged up against me. They said there is no hope for me, but thou, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of my head. See, this is how you win in life. If you put your trust in things and men, you will die miserably in this life. Ask those who are elders here. They will tell you there is nobody on earth who cannot betray you. In our short lives, we have seen that husbands have betrayed wives. We have seen that wives have betrayed husbands. We have seen that parents have betrayed children, and we have seen that children have betrayed parents. The reason you can be sure your family will stand is because God is there keeping it. Not because your children are reasonable, not because your wife is reasonable, not because your husband is reasonable. Your trust is in God, and it is God alone that can do it.